not
Auntie
here.
Trish, Auntie Miata, Auntie Eva, Auntie Marquita, Auntie Coco.
That's a lot of people.
This is why she can't. This is why. Yeah, she is stupid next time, but she the life of the party. Y'all know she a Scorpio, and she a preacher's kid too. At that, so she just does the most organically.
We're drinking Snapple though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're drinking Snapple. She's like this off of water.
No.
She's like,
No.
You act like she had some wine. Let's talk about who?
You.
Me?
Ashley Renee.
Let's talk about it. What do you want to talk about?
When you were little.
Oh, when I was younger.
And disrespectful.
Oh. I was
yeah,
disrespectful.
that part.
Oh!
And wild.
I don't know that.
And stubborn.
I can pick up on that part.
definitely stubborn.
Yeah.
You can attest to that.
I
think everybody at this table
actually can.
Yes.
beginning to end.
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Absolutely.
Well, they would have Jones me today, so
Yeah.
have at it.
I met Ashley over a freeze pop.
She did.
She asked a stranger for a freeze pop. Track
She
That's
did.
so
She was
cute.
giving them out to everybody.
That
I know
is
them
cute.
big long 50-cent freeze pop. Lisa used to go and buy 50 of them. Like here. Yeah, I want a freeze pop.
She said she asked a stranger for a free time. And that stranger was you.
It was.
That's how I met Ashley.
Anything else?
I met Ashley when I was trying to steal her baby.
I met Ashley at the daycare.
Oh,
Yeah.
they plot and plan. Let me tell y'all, that would be an episode 2. They plot and
would.
Plot
plan.
and plan.
We had a
To
plan.
adopt
We
Jacob.
had a plan in place.
That was my baby.
Yes.
That's
told-
another.
Oh, Coach Don don't know about that. Did you know about that?
I did not.
I told you it could have been an open adoption. You were more than welcome to come see JJ anytime you wanted to.
Ooh, open
But at that time, you weren't ready, baby girl. You know you was. It was tough.
Look at me now.
I know you done a damn good job.
Yes.
You come a long way, but back then it was a little shaky. I was a little concerned.
Chill cells and all.
I know. And then we was at the where was he at? Where were we at?
Just never mind. We was somewhere.
Yeah. It don't even matter.
Oh yeah, when you got the tripping at Chuck E. Cheese. I was
That
like,
Chuck
oh,
E.
just give me my baby.
I
What
knew
are
you
you
was going to say
doing?
Chuck E. Cheese. Don't bring up
But
Chuck E.
like I
Cheese.
said, she has come a long way.
Absolutely.
And you've done
really
an
has.
excellent job with JJ.
That's why I call her Smash.
It's okay.
See,
See,
you
it
call me?
worked out.
What do you call me?
Smash.
Okay.
It all worked
Why do you
out.
call me Smash?
Hog smash.
I've been there. Where you been? Smash.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know.
Yes.
And you've done so good with my JJ.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's my baby. Thank you. We love you guys.
Yes.
Next episode, I gotta give y'all flowers.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
is that special to me. Everyone gets their flowers.
Don't you
from
cry.
me.
Like
Wow.
cry.
Why do you want to
Leave her. She don't need to cry.
She too hard.
Exactly.
Oh Lord, y'all in the background is one of my best childhood friends. She my engineer back there. I guess I'm too hard.
Yeah, you was always trying to be her.
I got an icebox where my
Yeah.
house,
Toys back
where my
then.
heart used to live. Y'all wasn't. Y'all just loved on me.
We did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We sure
Unconditional.
did.
We loved
this
you
is what
anyways,
unconditional love looks like.
Yeah.
So Ashley,
Yes.
let's tell the listening audience what type of topics should they expect from Black Table Talk. I would expect something that's very in your face,
Oh yeah.
that's heartfelt,
Oh yeah.
because Black women, we know how to keep it 100% real all the time.
Yes.
And I know we get judged harshly for that, but just really, who do you feel that would be watching this podcast? Who are those people that you most want to touch by doing this work?
Oh, I want to touch everybody.
Well, tell us who the everybody
Yes,
are.
all the Black and brown girls who are teenage moms. I'm a teenage mother.
Let's
Let's
talk
start
about it.
there. Yes, we're gonna talk about it.
Yes.
This is why she wanted to steal my baby. Because I had my son at 16 and
Yes.
I was just a little unstable. But with the love at this table and with the village that I have, I've been able to stay afloat. So that will be a topic. I'm gonna talk about grief.
Absolutely.
Because I have had some traumatic losses in my life. We will talk about grief. Here we go. I'm crying.
I was just about to say that's kind of segue into how I met you.
Yes.
And I met you through my husband,
Yes.
and I met you because of your brothers.
Yes.
And baby, and my husband treats you like a baby.
Yes.
And he said, she came into our life through the church. He said, and Robin, she's so special to me, and so are her brothers, because Ashley and her family were members of our church.
Yes.
And he said, my mother took a very liking to this family, and we became family. He said, so Ashley was a baby when I met her. And when I met you, you were a teenager. Didn't have your baby yet, but you were a teenager. And you and your brothers were very special to me and to my husband. So to see you go from a young girl with your two brothers, and when I linked up with Chrissy and Lisa, and look, we were all family and you were there. And I just remember you being young and being angry.
Yes.
And I could relate to you because I grew up angry and I fought. I used to fight all the time, and that was your biggest thing. And I used to say to you, Ashley, it's gonna get to a day where words are gonna be more powerful than you fighting. And to see you come from a young girl to a single mom, to everything you've been through, the loss of your brothers, and you standing up on your own and having your strength, and now you being this wonderful mother who came through so many obstacles, and showing your baby just what it means to be a Black woman and to be a young mother. And I'm honored that you invited me to be a part of this conversation, because you mean so much to me. And to see you grow up, and I'm probably the youngest on the panel. That's why she said auntie cousin.
I highly doubt
Auntie cousin. But
Guess what?
That's-
Nobody's gonna fight you on that.
but to see you grow into this beautiful queen is amazing, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So I just want to say, like, I look forward to this podcast and everything that you bring, because you have so much experience. You have so much more experience than you could even imagine, and you are going to help girls all over.
Yes.
Because of how you deliver things. You are not so high up,
No.
you get down in the trenches, and you love big.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where this goes, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are
Thank
welcome,
you.
honey.
Great. That's awesome.
Thank
There you
you.
go. Mhm.
Nobody likes you. No. I'm a nerve.
But it's real, and this is how we do it.
We know her.
Yeah, this is how we do it.
Ever since I met her at Lisa's, I met her at the Squirrel Cage or whatever. I probably even met her before then and don't know. But I remember I used to kind of stray away from them bad, angry girls. I did. I did, but I don't know. Something about that Ashley just kept following me. Follow me, talk to me, just all of that. And I remember her being, I remember vividly, we were sitting in the kitchen when she had first had JJ, and we were trying to steal her baby.
Yeah.
But I knew, even at that point, and the things that we were telling her, when we were telling her you're not ready, and she was still even angry at that time. And I'm thinking, this girl, I don't know what's gonna happen to this baby. I said, she's angry. I said, she's just angry. And I said, I'm gonna just love on her.
Yep.
I don't care whatever you do, we support whatever you do. I'm gonna just love on her. And if she be loving on me all the time, just show up.
But you know what she wasn't doing?
You
She
know?
wasn't loving herself.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
for every last woman here, and all the aunties and cousins and the sisterhood that you have created, so many of us have just loved you and wanted so much more for you, and to help you like alleviate and release the pain, because all that was pain. And
Yes.
and anger really is a byproduct of not knowing what to do with the pain.
Yes.
Okay, where does it go? And as Black women, we store all that pain is in our bodies.
Yes.
And so the only way you knew to release that pain was fighting.
Yeah.
And so it's like a metaphor. This is really how you survived back then, by outwardly and physically throwing hands, reacting. You know, you're an Aries, so it's all about the fire and the heat and the emotion, and it's just completely, you know, it completely, you know, consumed you,
Yes.
really, in a way.
Yep.
Yes.
And so, you know, being young and being a young mother, I mean, Javon had to come through that fire with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now you've gotten to this place where, you know, you love yourself now,
Oh yeah.
and you've been doing the actual work of what that looks like. People think that, oh yeah, just organically, I just know how to love myself. No, actually, that is not something that we're ever taught.
No.
Not near one of our mothers here taught us how to love ourselves, because our mamas didn't know, and their mamas didn't know. So now you have this beautiful opportunity to show outwardly how much you love yourself and how that's going to heal the collective.
Yes.
This is what's going to bring Javon through, truly, to see that now his mama can look in the mirror and go, you know, I like that dope ass chick. Warts and all, the scars, the burdens, the pain, but I love her, and I love her story, and I want to have the opportunity to share the world so I can heal the world, because this is what this is all about.
Oh yeah.
You know, every 15, 16-year-old little girl who's angry, and who's angry for a lot of really good ass reasons. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You
Like
know,
that
why you
you
so
don't know.
angry? Guess what? I'm angry for a lot of really good reasons.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so
Yes.
now that you are in your power now, because you're tired, there's nowhere else to go but inside.
Oh
And
yeah.
we done blaming everybody for our shit and for our circumstances.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the last person standing is your ass, and I'm so glad that you have decided you've made the choice to heal, and I am grateful to be a part of this journey, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm really proud of a lot. There's a lot of situations, there's a couple situations that you have shared with me that you were going through a couple times in your life, and I was so proud of how you handled them. Like, it wasn't, you didn't handle them like before. We ain't gotta go beg you out of jail or none of that. I said, Ashley, sometime you gotta be the bigger person. And you said, Auntie Chris, I'm trying, but, and you did it.
I did. I was like,
And
but
you did it.
Ooh.
And you did it. There was always a but.
It was always a but.
Sometimes you always want to revert back. But I know I
Yep.
shared some things with you about things that could have happened if I just was angry and just went on that path, you know, let my anger take over instead of thinking about, okay, what can happen now if I do what I'm thinking about doing right now?
Right.
And so you showed me on a couple occasions where you did that.
Yeah.
You did that, and I was applauding you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know I was hard on
Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on.
you. You know, you can't stay with me and not take care of your business.
Come on.
So the thing I was most proud of you is about having after you had JJ and you came back in town and you had to finish school.
Yes.
You know, we had to push
We
you,
all
had
were
to make
on
a
that.
couple calls and say, hey, she gotta get this done.
Yes.
Yes.
Very important.
Yes.
And when JJ graduated along with you from the preschool, that was powerful as well.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So I'm proud of you, Ashley.
Thank
Keep
you.
going, keep working.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
And this is what I like too, is how everybody still support JJ. We don't talk all the time, but one day I got a call from my niece Tisha, and Tisha's a assistant principal. Tisha's like, is JJ at summer school? She said, he's acting up. Where's Ashley? I said, why are you calling me first of all? I said, call Ashley. And I called Ashley, and Ashley said, tell Auntie Tisha to handle it. And she handled it.
Look.
Whatever it was. She said, I know. She said, he's a big boy now. And she knew, she remembered, and she took care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, don't be sending my baby home.
No.
Whatever's wrong with him, you
Yeah.
need to figure out what's wrong with him.
You
Give him
said
a
you
moment
didn't fix
to
it.
get his mind together.
We need to
Don't be
fix it.
sending my baby home. Don't be calling nobody. Don't be labeling him. There ain't nothing wrong with him. He's just going through something.
Yeah.
Well, look at here. I know I'm the little sister, but you need to get it together. That's my baby. Don't play about him. She's like, well, I'm gonna call him out. I don't care who you call. You just better not send him home.
Yeah.
So you better figure it out.
Cause
And she's-
it wasn't
and she's
it if
like,
they
all
sent
the-
him home,
yeah.
he couldn't.
And all the other,
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
other
go
kids,
back.
they wanted to send home. You know,
Yeah,
they send all the
yeah.
other kids. I was like, well, he ain't all the other kids. This is the community kid. This is our baby.
And that's what
he
we
don't-
always said.
He don't go home.
Yep.
And I was like, well, you need to call Mel. She's like, well, I'm gonna call. I will call him. I don't care who you call, but he's not going home. So
Yeah.
you need to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because if you send him home, he can't go back, and he don't need them problems in his life.
No.
So she figured it out, and he was all right.
We worked a lot of vaccine stuff for Ashley. You don't know all of it, but we did make stuff happen for you.
Oh no,
Very
I be
important.
hearing.
Yeah,
And that's what the tribe is for.
yeah.
You don't always know what's happening in the background, but you know that you have the support. It may not always come out the way you might want it to be, or you may not ever know, but that's what the tribe is for. And the one thing that Nook said was, he was our community baby, and he still is. Like, everybody is so protective over him. And we know everything that you went through to make sure that he is where he is right now.
Oh yeah.
You know? And so we all take it personal, because our love that we have for you extended to your son. Because the most important thing to everybody here is that you and him were safe. That was the most important thing to us. And we were always gonna support you through all of your bumps and all of your bruises, but making sure that JJ was the foundation, because we knew that we could get you where you needed to be. It just took a little bit, you know. Sometimes you've come so far, Ashley, because sometimes we would sit at that table.
You want to put hands.
I promise you.
You want to put hands.
And you be like, I hear everything you saying, but, and it's like, we can't always, I get it, I get it.
But she wasn't hearing
She
us.
was never hearing it,
Because
but,
it wasn't her time.
Right.
She just wasn't there yet. And that's why all these young girls need to understand
yes.
that, you know, they don't have the capacity based on whatever trauma they've experienced. And if they haven't had like this dope ass village of women, which a lot of them don't.
Yeah.
That's why the significance of this podcast is to tell these young women
Yes.
that if you have, and then again, as older women, it is really important that we share our stories, tell our secrets.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need to leave this earth carrying our pains with us. We need to share it with the next generation and be able to heal them, so they know it does get better.
Yes.
It really does get better.
One thing you said, you know, about trauma, you know, and people in the African American community, I mean, they know people are experiencing trauma, and they don't want to give them any type of help.
They
And
don't
that's
care.
what's so important about the village. But a lot of people don't have a tribe or a village. You know what I'm saying? So they need that medical, you know, that therapy, or else it just goes wrong. And so now when they're adults, it's even worse.
Yeah.
You know, because nobody wants to address the trauma.
Well, we want to keep all this shit close to the vest, like nothing ever happened to us, like our shit don't stink. You know,
And
we
that's
don't,
the thing.
right? We don't share. Oh no, we keep that at home. You
Right.
know, all the stuff that has happened historically in our homes.
in our household.
Yeah.
That's what it said. Well,
But we're learning now.
Stays in
Right, but we're learning now. What is that
it's
called?
okay.
Trauma. Okay, and so now it's up to us, because we were a part of that. We created that shit. Our mamas did, all of us. And so now for us to be able to tell this next generation, y'all don't have to do that shit anymore.
Yeah, we're
You know,
breaking
all that old
generational
programming,
curses.
kick it to the curb, because it's
Yes.
wrong. We know
Doesn't
better
work.
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when you know better, you do better. And breaking generational curses is really true.
It is.
And you have to dig deep. Like you say, you have to release the things that no longer serve you. And the sad part is that some of us don't come to that until we're much older.
Yes.
And I still have family that be like, girl, you up there talking? You already know. You know that ain't. I can go to my aunties because that's how they roll. And whatever, they still feel that way. And so when my daughter comes into the room, these kids today, and they like, well, so-and-so and something, they be like, oh, we don't talk like that. No, you have to open up the communication, because when you hide things, we can't progress. We can't move forward. And so we do. And one thing, we had a lot of kitchen table conversations on a lot of subjects.
Yes.
Especially with Ashley. From the scarf wearing.
From
the scarf wearing.
I couldn't take it.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it.
It's a scarf.
Two things that young women do, you know, changing and being a mom, and then you know, still going to school and how you need to be and what you need to do and navigating through those things. And you did not like it at all.
But she got better as time went on, because
Yeah.
you remember when we first started talking to Ashley, she always wanted to fight. Like, no matter what you said, you'd be like, hi, Ashley. She's like, hi.
Well, hi.
Like, I just said hi. Like, hi. There was no reason for all of that, you know.
She still
And I
do that
think
to this day.
And her body
She be
language
ready.
be angry too.
Yeah.
Like she be just like.
But like, see, Lisa
She
and
ready.
Auntie, they older,
She
so they a little different. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not that much older than Ashley, so I still was kind of like hood. So I'm like, hey, like I know she ain't talking to me crazy because I'll fight,
Right.
you know. And so now she mad, I'm mad. We both looking at each other crazy because I'm like, I know she wasn't. And then they have to tell me like she going through something. You know, you need to bring it down a level because that was just me. Like, I'm gonna give you what you give me. So if you giving me negativity, I'm gonna give it right back to you. And now we both got problems. And that's why me and Ashley get along, because she know like whatever she give me, I'm gonna give it back to her. So if you calm and cool and collective, I'm gonna be calm and cool and collective. You raise your voice, I'm gonna raise my voice. Now we both gonna be in here looking crazy. And that's just how me and Ashley, because I'm not that much older than her. So it was like kind of like a little sister, but at the same time, like she helped me get my anger under control, because I was quick to snap all the time. Like they'll tell you that I walk around like, why are you mad? Like, shit, I don't know. That's just how my face looked.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just how my face was. I always had
never smile.
like never smile. I never smiled.
Never.
I was always like, my whole thing was I'll stab you till I feel better. So
Yeah.
that was me. I was an angry person, but then when I met Ashley, I was like, well, damn, she took it to a whole nother level.
she was a
like
real
her anger was like, I was like, okay, wait a minute, she's doing the most. But then I was like, I had to take a look and go, well, that's how people perceive you.
Yeah.
So when I saw Ashley, I was like, okay, I need to do
You see
better.
yourself in her.
Exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to do better.
Yes,
And I had my
yes.
daughter at 19.
Yes.
So I knew what it was like to be a teenage mom and not have two nickels to rub together and be homeless and trying to figure out what the hell you about to do next. So it was like, either you're going to shit or get off the pot. So you're going to have to pull yourself together and get it together. So when she was pregnant with JJ, all I could see was I got to help her, because I didn't really have that help. I didn't have, you know, my parents weren't talking to me because they're like, oh, you ran off and got married, did your thing. That's on you. You figure it out. And I'm like, I can't just have her out here like this, because I wish I had somebody who was like, I got you. So I'm like, well, I'll take JJ. It's going to be okay. You do your thing. You go to school. Once you graduate, you can have him back. But I just wanted her to have a support system, something that she could know, like, I'm not in this alone. Because when you feel alone, it gets hard, because you starting to have to make some choices. Like, I gotta feed my kid. It's all on me. So I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do. And sometimes you looking like what these choices look like. And if you don't got people to help you make the right choices, you gonna make the wrong choice for the right reason.
Right.
And that's what I didn't want Ashley to have to do. Make the wrong choices for the right reason.
Right.
And I just was like, I have to help her. We got to support her. And, you know, sometimes it became enabling, because they're not going to enable her. But I know I'm an enabler. I was like, well, okay, Ashley, we're going to do this. And I'm going to help you do this. And, you know, Lisa be coming down hard. And I'm like, damn, right. Some of them kids was bad as hell. That was bad.
Around the table too.
No,
Everybody
yeah,
got-
Everybody got around
but
the
everybody
table.
got around that table. But you know how it was when you got around that table?
Yes.
Like, sometimes it was just a lot, because you got all these women with all this knowledge telling you about everything. From how to keep your hair combed, how to wash your tail, how to come outside not looking crazy, like, and you trying to take all this in, and then and now you got a kid, so now they're telling you, oh, well, make sure you change his diaper. Why he got this? Why he got snot on his nose? Don't want to do this. Don't do.
Yeah.
She got all this coming at her.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a
He
lot.
got asthma. Like, what are you doing? Why has he got asthma? You said he was born with.
Girl.
We lagging like she gave him
That's
asthma.
right. Like I gave it to him.
You did. You got to ask for
Crazy.
Don't let him run nobody who smokes.
Man, right.
Who's smoking? Why he smell like smoke? You know he got asthma. What are you doing,
And
Ashley?
then she said,
We was blowing trees, okay? I was young, so we
No,
was
but
blowing back
sometimes-
in the garage,
sometimes
okay?
you go get him from somewhere and he ain't right. We got a problem. We would have a problem.
Yes.
I'm like, if they can't follow the rules with him, they don't need to
Turned
get
out
it.
just fine. No, we had to be hurt.
Yes.
That's the only thing you understood though.
Yeah.
I understood the
Exactly.
assignment.
No, for real.
Exactly.
I
So that's,
understood the
so,
assignment.
well, they came at her hard. If they came at her
She
hard,
understood it.
because that was their way of showing Ashley love.
Yes.
And really, truth be told, she received
That's
it.
how she
That's why
received
our
it.
asses are all here today.
Today. Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So I know Ashley, I was a track coach.
Yes.
And
Still
so,
are, young lady.
and I said, well, not her track coach.
Her son.
She does.
You know.
So for me, I found it very difficult for this angry, aggressive, even though I saw how hella talented she was. Just hell, I mean, it's like, damn it, can't you just see that you're fast?
Big cat.
This is your
Ashley.
ticket, body of doom. I mean, she
Yes.
had physically, I mean,
Solid.
just
Strong.
from the best
Strong.
stock, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you see all that. Yeah, we were all hard. We were just all hard, old school coaches.
Yes.
Okay, because
You was blind too, weren't you?
was I blind?
She
back
was.
then?
She was blonde.
Yeah, she was a
She was
She
short
was honey
haircut.
blonde.
Short
She was honey
haircut.
blonde.
The micro braids.
Short haircut.
No, yeah,
Yes.
short.
She had a short
She had
cut.
a short
Short cut.
haircut with the honey blonde.
Yeah, you been
Yes.
around a long time.
Yeah. I remember
Yes.
she had
Everybody's
hair.
trying to figure out who you were.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's Coach Don.
It's a post on, yeah, whatever. Wait till she, yeah. Wait till she open your mouth. You'll be like, oh shit, okay, you are, yes. So I struggled when she got pregnant.
You did.
Okay, because I wanted her off the track. Because I mean, I got old school because I felt that her flaunting her ass around here with her belly and the whole thing was detrimental to the other girls.
Yeah.
And so that was my stance. And it was really frustrating. And her and I literally would, I mean, she know I was like ready to like choke her ass out and take her off the track. And then
Yes.
was, and literally,
Yes.
no, see, that was.
That's a very different perspective. I like where that's going.
No, so
because-
and everybody knew, y'all knew, Mel knew that I was completely in disagreement of her ass being on the track every day with her teammates. I'm like, where are the consequences? Okay, and I just felt that, you know, well, she walking around here like, you know, this is, hey, everybody needs to be, you know, this at 16 and angry and all the things, and I'm like, no, everybody doesn't. This is not okay. And I got frustrated because I thought others felt that, oh, it was just okay, and this is just the way we have to deal with Ashley. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm not dealing with Ashley that way, right?
Yes.
And I shut it down.
Yes.
I actually got to the point where I didn't even acknowledge her presence.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
No,
It
it
was.
But
Yes.
you know what? I feel like
It was
this,
bad.
and the type of
No, it
personality.
It was. No,
No.
seriously.
The personality that Ashley has and how everybody's talking about how we came at her and stuff like that, I think if we came at her any other way, she would not have received it.
She had 5 babies by now.
She would never have received it because, you know, I think we were kind of matching her energy a little bit. And so she was receiving it, which was, you know, I thought it was kind of weird. But some people, that's how, everybody doesn't hear the same way. Everybody doesn't learn the same way. Some people are, you know, doers, and some people are visual. Some people, you know, but I think if it would have been done any other way, she would have, you know, oh baby, this is
No,
not.
there was
Ashley
not.
wouldn't
There was like
receive
not
none of
near.
that.
I never
She
heard
would,
near a old baby.
No,
Oh, no.
but I'm saying she would
So your
not.
mama?
She would not
Your
have
mom?
received loving on her that way.
Mama?
Like they were hard on you, but your mom. What was your mom to you at this time?
My mom?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Was she not
My
like
mom
supportive?
was
Was she
kinda
not
just
trying to steer you in the right
Distant.
direction?
She was
Or she just was
distant.
okay with what was going on?
She
Or
was
just
okay.
doing the
'Cause
best that
I
she
was
could be
very
doing?
rebellious.
Yeah.
And Lisa, not this Lisa, my biological mother Lisa, she did not know how to take. What
She
I
didn't know
was
how to
giving.
deal with the anger either.
No, she didn't,
Mhm.
and she had to deal with her own anger,
Yep,
which
your own.
she's still dealing with now.
Yeah.
Just
That's
with
why you did
what we were, just
Yes.
what we were
It's
going
not
through
by
in my
accident.
home dynamic.
Yes.
It
It's
wasn't,
learned.
and we've talked about this. I just felt like my mom abandoned me.
Mm.
At a point, and at this point, it was like Sid and Rob fell apart, especially Rob. Rob, you talk about me being of good stock. If you ever had to lay your Javon is Robert,
And I heard that, and I never had
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Meeting any of your family.
and yes, and
Rob
he could. Robert could throw a ball, he could run the ball, he could high jump, he could long jump, he could hurdle, he could pole vault. the boy was high jumping. He became an All-American high jumper without practicing. Ever.
Just very
Ever.
talented.
We had to think back at that and say, y'all know we never had high jump pits. And I was like, no, but how did he become sixth in the country?
His natural.
He just
natural.
did it. So
Whatever he put his
When
mind to,
he-
really.
yes, we call him Super Negro. That is his name. If you ever see a post, Zach is good for going on and saying, you know, we miss Super Negro, but he was when he just really fell off, and my mom just couldn't really handle it. So at this point, she loved me, like she loves me wholeheartedly. I'm her only daughter. I'm the youngest, but Lisa could not handle what I was giving her, and I was very rebellious and rejective of her. I rejected her in a way because you had Lisa, Mel, you had Mel and Uncle Horace, who were like, okay, we finna put up this money, she's gonna have this abortion. She was gonna sign the paper. Oh yeah, I'm getting real. Cause before the baby still came, this is what it was. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm having abortion, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna run track, I'm gonna go to college, and I'm gonna be out. Nah, Miss Springfield wasn't going for that. So I was just like, ugh. But she told me, and she told everyone, she said, God prophesied to me that if I did not let Ashley have this baby, she would never have a kid. And as y'all see, I ain't never had another one.
Please don't.
But you, cause you be begging for somebody to have a baby so
We
you
got
can live
enough
on the
now.
baby.
We're caught up.
Yeah, we
But-
good now.
But
yeah, we're
yes,
caught up to hell.
but at this point, I was rejecting her. And we are getting, that's another topic or something I would discuss about the dynamic of my mother and daughter relationship. But my relationship with Coach Don, though,
It's a big one.
yes, it just.
I thought it was necessary to bring up because you have so much support here. So I thought to,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, like as far as your mom,
Yes.
where, you know,
Yes.
so.
Yes. And she supports me too. She does want to be here. She does want to be involved, but my mother has her own healing to deal with.
100%.
We
100%.
agree.
Have so much.
And that's the one thing we realize as an
Yes.
adult. Hopefully, when you get to that piece, you can really look at your mother. She really is doing the very best with whatever the hell she has the capacity
Yes.
to do. And your mother has suffered an insert, just the amount of loss
Yes.
that a mother. I mean, that's just a lot for any of us to even bear, just to even think about it. So you know, none of us are here to stand in judgment of wherever she is right now, and and that's what love is, and that's why you had to go inward to like understand the love that you need to just give yourself first.
Yes.
So then you're able to really see that, you know, and forgive. You know, because your mama, all of our mamas did the very best that they could do with whatever, you know, and we all as Black women, and that's a great topic to have, to talk about that, because many of our mothers were just like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
You know, you really are on your own. You know, most of us didn't learn about many of the things. We just, you know, school of hard knocks. We just had to figure that shit out.
Right.
That's an actual degree program. School of hard knocks.
It is.
Many Black people go through that particular school. But what I will say about, you know, once Javon came into this world, you know, that's when I came back in the picture. Because I had to eventually, through my own life shit, I actually removed myself from the program, the track program, the track family, for a significant amount of time because I was going through my own shit. But I will tell you right now, the love that my sons have for Javon, so this is just how the universe just blesses us, because I was actually pregnant same time Ashley was pregnant.
Yes.
Let's just make it even deeper.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Our sons are 2 months apart.
Yes.
Yes.
And Coach Tara was pregnant as well.
Yep. Yes.
So,
All three.
so right. So you just add that in there. Yes. So all the layers, right? You're like, dang, it's a TV movie.
I know.
I'm walking around old and pregnant. Here come your little ass walking around like.
I got pictures of all of you.
Yes. Yes, but the love of our children, and I will tell you to this day, I heard my son, youngest son, DJ, tell Javon, I love you, man. And to hear Javon tell DJ, man, I love you too. That is the full circle of what we do. That's the true meaning of the village.
Yes.
Now that my babies love her baby. Okay? And so that's just, and that's all healing on how it comes full circle.
Yeah.
So,
And
I'm
so
ready.
far to go. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you ain't
Just
hardly
the
done.
beginning.
Yeah, it's just beginning. Oh my
Just
God.
the beginning. And to see one thing, touching on the decision that you had to make. And again, I was just telling my daughter earlier, the mother-daughter relationship is one that is so complex.
I'm so glad.
It is one.
So glad I got boys.
It is one of the hardest relationships to navigate. But for me and Nook are the same age, so meeting Ashley, but me having the background information of knowing that, my husband has known her since she was a baby. And he had told me, he said, I asked him, I said, why is Ashley so mad? And he said, it was the breakdown of her family. It was her mother and her father's divorce. This was a family, Robin, that were what you would think of a black family, that's what the Springfields were. And when the collapse of their parents' marriage, he said the boys went one way, and he said we couldn't stop it. And there were times when both of her brothers, Robert was getting shot at and had helped us move in our house, and he ran to my house for safety. And my husband said, Robert, at some point, man, you're gonna have to stop this. And he said, Robin, the amount of talent that the three of those children had was something you would never see. He said, Robert has so much just God-given talent. These kids have so much talent. And for him to be the big brother to them and to lose both of them were so important and amazing to me. And then there's Ashley, the baby. And for her to be the last, basically, really the last person standing is the hardest thing to face. And when I say I will not cry, but how you have handled yourself and how you have taken your mother and you have been that person for her, and you have been that strength, that rock of Gibraltar for her, after everything that has happened. And that's the reason why we're here. And what I will say is your mother is a strong woman, because it takes a very strong woman to say, you know what, I can't do this. But here are all these other people who can. Here is Lisa and Mel. I'm going to give my child to somebody because I want to see, because I'm not where I need to be. That is the strength of a black woman. You're not going to get that nowhere. And not everybody can do that. So for her to do that, it always ramped it up for me. Me and you never had those kind of, interactions, because I felt just like you.
Yeah.
I was like, beat their ass, Ashley, because I will whoop her ass. I will whoop her ass. When we was at Chuck E. Cheese, it's about to go down.
Okay, so understand, even though I'm over here full of light and love and shit, we will do what we need to
And
do.
that's what I'm saying. And it'll all go
She's
down.
from Gary. She's
I am
from
from
Gary.
Gary, Indiana.
She's from Gary.
So,
She's from
you know,
Chicago.
That's my neighbor.
That's what we do.
And that's
You
how
know,
it
but
has
just-
to go down.
That's how it has to go down.
But you can see
And
that
over there,
she's
too,
grown.
on
That's what I'm
so
saying.
much, because when her first brother passed
That don't
away,
got nothing to do with me.
Ashley was about that business. Like, it was kind of like, I hope she don't take justice into her own hands.
Right.
Because that's how she was.
She
with
always
Robert,
was.
But then when her second brother was taken,
Yeah.
it was a whole
Yes,
different
that was
Ashley.
a whole.
Like,
She was-
she was on
we just
every
talked
morning
about
Facebook
this.
Live, you know, let me say my prayer, this,
Yes.
just calm, cool, collected.
Justice.
I gotta do this, and we're gonna fight for justice. And I was like,
Justice.
is that the same Ashley?
Hello.
She took it to a whole nother level. Like, And just
That's
the
growth.
growth.
Yes.
And
That's
just
growth.
watching her,
Growth.
I was like, and she's like, and I'm here for my mama, and I just remember her previously, and she didn't handle that well at all. Like that was a hot mess.
She took
She
that
was
out on
ready to go
everybody.
out, shot, bang, bang.
Everybody.
I didn't know how you was
it's
gonna
on, and we
recover.
cracking,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
after that, she
It
was
did.
kind of like,
It did.
you know, and so just that level of growth to deal with that level of tragedy over those are your brothers, those are your protectors, and you had to just be like, okay, I got this. I got my mom. I've got my son. I've got all my brother's friends. Like you were the glue holding everybody together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna plan this. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I mean, everything you did was just like you were. I don't know, like some old spirit. Like I was like,
It
dang.
was-
Like you just were a whole different person. It was like that's the Ashley we knew was always there.
Yep.
Like you took it to a whole nother level in the midst of your grief, and it was still just so flawless with it.
Yep.
And that to me was like, I don't even know how she's doing that right now, because I'd be fucked up. I ain't even gonna lie.
Well,
I'd be on the floor carrying, and I'm gonna be a hot mess. And she was on there every morning, just faithful. Let me play my gospel. Let me say a prayer, like faithful every morning, and calm and peace. Like you don't see Ashley that peaceful. She was
can't
peaceful.
really compare. You can't really compare, but I feel like her being younger, I feel like she had someone to blame in a sense, or she was choosing to blame, or she didn't know how to handle.
Yeah.
You know, to me, Rob was her favorite brother. Period.
Her, Cedric, and Jay
Period.
Yes, Lord.
Her and Rob was like white on rice.
Yes. Yeah.
And I just said this to her. She's older. She didn't know how to handle emotions or be there for anybody else.
Yeah.
She only could think about herself because of what he meant to her, Rob. But this time around, she had other people to think about. Her mom, and you know, she wasn't selfish
Yes.
with Sid. You know.
And it takes a lot to learn to be selfless.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
my mom taught it to me,
Thank you.
I know.
but it takes a lot
Yes.
to learn selflessness.
Yes.
And when you're learning it, you got to practice it.
You do.
You know,
You do.
because it's just not it's not something easy to come by
It's not.
at all.
It's not.
And
Y'all taught me that too. Did y'all know that? Everyone in here, y'all taught me to be selfless. Each and every one of you taught me how to be selfless, and I thank you, and I appreciate you all for it. I appreciate you guys for loving on me, even in my downfalls or my demise, my rebelliousness. Thank you for your continued love and support. But on this journey, I will talk about my grief. I will talk about my traumatic experiences. I'm gonna have fun. We are gonna have fun. We're gonna have drinks. You know, sometimes we're gonna do fun things. But I know that I have a lot of stories to tell. I have a lot of wisdom and knowledge. I'm still dealing with grief. Cedric was taken from me last year. Today is December 12th of 2021. Cedric was killed July 19th of 2020. Shortly after that, I buried a cousin. My cousin passed away. We pulled the plug on her August 1st or 2nd of 2020. So I have dealt with a lot of traumatic things. I started dealing with death at 12, 13. My grandmother, my brother's daughter, Rob's first daughter. So yeah, so there are a lot of things for me to discuss and to talk about. And along the way, I will invite these ladies along with the other aunties. I have some auntie adjacents too that I will shout out later. But this is just what Black Girl Table Talk is going to be about. It is a healing journey. It is growth and development. Let's put it out there. It is women empowerment. It is my truth. It is the unspoken truths of all Black girls and Black women across the globe. That's what it's gonna be. I'm also gonna talk about other truths, other things that we don't talk about, other elephants that sit in the room, you know, the transgender women that are coming along. No shade, no tea, yes, no shade, no tea. But you know, y'all kind of trying to stamp us black women and put us over there, and we're not going for that. But I stand with the LGBTQ MLP community adjacent. I mean, I like them. I like because I don't know the rest of the alphabet. So
But there's things that need to be addressed.
There are things that do need to be addressed.
It needs to be discussed.
When it comes
yes.
to the community of them and the transgenders and everything else.
Women.
And even gay men, gay white men who want to
be us.
Yes, who turn into Black Sassy Keisha real quick and it just be like, okay.
So yeah, let's talk about that.
Yes.
Because you
You
still
know
a white
what,
man.
today-
I don't get, you are not us. You white. Go stay in your lane. Go deal with your privilege.
Today,
And get out my face.
this has nothing to
Get
do
out my
with,
face.
this. It's more of a, and I'm not trying to make it race or anything like that. I work at a hotel, and a lady came, it's close to the end of my shift, about 15 more minutes. A lady came in, and, you could tell she a little uppity, and she came in, and right away, I started getting her paperwork and everything ready. I handed her paperwork first, but as I handed her paperwork, she reached in her purse to get her own pen. COVID, okay, use your own stuff, cool, So she reached for the pen, and as she's getting ready to fill out the paperwork, I asked if she can give me her credit card and ID. And she didn't hear me, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, I'll let her finish, And she gave me the paperwork. I asked for her credit card and ID again. She didn't say nothing. So I looked up at her and I said, credit card and ID, right? And she goes, oh, I didn't hear you, something. And I said, well, I said it twice already. So when I was a nice black girl, you didn't want to hear me. So automatically she goes, you don't have to give me attitude. I said it twice. But to me, it felt like, okay, Karen, like if I was any other color, would you have said I had attitude?
No, absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? So just bring that up. It's just like,
and
that's how they be, though. Yeah. Whether you gay, white, whatever, it's just like automatically because. But I've been nice all day. Everybody that came in here, white, whatever color they was, oh, thank you, I'm so glad, you know what I'm saying, to see your face in here, whatever. Mm-hmm. But for you to come in here and say attitude, I don't got an attitude, but I can show you one, So.
They don't like when we're assertive, do they? They don't like when we're assertive.
And I still was like, thank you. Here go, you know what I'm saying? Here's your key card.
Well, it doesn't, and that's just the microaggressions and the labels that are put upon black women, and that's just what it is. So that's why I'm not trying to hear a white gay dude be black. Because he, does not have to deal. He just wants the rhythms, but they don't get our beliefs.
They don't get to go through the things that our black men or our
culturally black women and the AAV. Well, that's just what they do, and they get to be celebrated in our likenesses. Yes. They get celebrated and put up on a pedestal for having big asses and big lips. Yep. For co-opting our language and how we speak and using our hands, our culture, everything.
But we can't get that same platform
from us. And black women do not get the credit for creating all things.
All things.
So yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. That's
for
black
real.
women just getting all the black girls, the light skins, the yellows, the red bones, the chocolates, all of us.
Yes.
And allowing us all know, let's talk about colorism and how let's do this. And so hey, the chocolate queens and the vanilla, and all of us, the caramels, we all come in this beautiful array. And just understanding when we are judging our sister by the darkness of her melanin, that is trauma. That is another form of racism that white men taught us to do against each other, and another way to.
Some people have never stood up. The darker the skin, some people have never stood up, opened their mouth to say nothing because of the color of their skin. Mm-hmm. But now is the time where they can shine. And speak up, and wear their hair in afros, and
but it's gotta come from us. That's our own thing in our community, that we need to do a better job of treating our own a certain way based on the complexion. That's our own shit that we need to solve for.
Yeah.
Starts at home.
Yes, exactly.
Starts at home.
Exactly. You raise our daughters like, look, Chica. You your little cute light skinned ass, you ain't better than nobody.
Exactly.
Okay, and I'll tell them every day, I'll be at track practice every day, you ain't, no,
Nope and no.
Nope. And
No,
no.
because you know, we get elevated just because what is our proximity to whiteness, and somehow that makes us better, and that's all bullshit. And we as a people need to shut that shit down.
Yes,
We have to.
we do. All right.
Who made light skins think like that? Cause
You guys.
I've never
It
thought
ain't
like
light
that.
skin.
Not all light
That's
skin.
what I'm
Look,
saying.
I'm from Gary,
never thought
and
like
look,
that.
I didn't deal
To
with none
me-
of that.
To me,
It's 1, 2,
to
3.
me, made her dark.
daddy.
Made her dark.
If be my daddy, if my daddy like
Box
look
that
like an
check
old white man,
African American, that's
It
who
don't
I am,
matter.
and they looking at me that same way.
I'm the same as
Yeah.
you.
They looking at me
I'm
the
black
same way.
just like you.
But you know we have that amongst each other.
And
We
it-
have
and
the
it
light skin,
is.
dark
True
skin
that.
amongst each
True
other.
that, but most of our family was like, they didn't raise us looking at in
Right.
color.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when we learned about racism, when we got out there, we went to school,
Yeah.
you know, and they never explained to us like why they didn't want us doing certain things or going to these white folks' houses or anything like that.
Mhm.
And then explain that to us. So everything we learned and about that racism happened when we started school in our family.
But you know what? I do have to say, like my mother was a little bit. It started at home for me, because my mother used to be like, "Make my coffee look like you."